Good morning. Good morning. 7 a.m. in Chicago. Okay. Cloudflare is down, so we can't get anything on Twitter. Uh, we don't know how long that's going to be, but that's where it is right now. So I wanted to just get a shout out and talk about the futures. We got downward pressure here, folks. All right, we got SPY just came down and made a low of 660.52, 660 spot 52. All right, so we'll see where they want to come from here. We did close out on the day. We'll go back over to the other chart. On it, and look at that. It came right to my number. 662.17 was my move to the downside. All right, and that's like a matrix number. So if we get back up above there, we potentially could get some support level out of that. All right, so if we can get back up above that 662.17, that's the number you want to watch for. All right, but if we start to continue to push lower here, we'll see. Pulling it up on the daily now. All right, so there was our 662.17 close yesterday. With all right, and right now on the overnights, we're down to trying to get back right now to about 662. All right, so it's actually trying to come back here a little bit right now at 661, 661.97. All right, so like I said, 661.17 if we start to go above that number again. But for support levels on the break into the downside, my next number has got to come. It's got to come down lower here from 2. All right. So I got to go with 659. All right, coming back up into this area here. All right, 659.79. All right, 659.79. All right, coming right up into this area in here. All right, so keep that number in mind. 659.79. If we break below and hold below the 662.17 number, then that's the next number I would be looking for. 659.79. All right, somewhere right in this area right here. Okay, 659.79 to the downside. All right, and there we break this guy out. That was the old that old November 7th day that kept coming back to us. We kept this number just keeps coming back to haunt us from this November 7th, and we've gone through this before. All right, so see if we could break that. What was that low there on that day? That day was 661.21. Okay, so 661.21. All right, and then we would break down to that 659.79 number. We'll see if we can push them that far. All right, now we're going to go back, and we're going to go to the Qs. Market, see the SPY's trying to pop up here back a little bit. You had some pretty good pressure coming down. You had good volume coming down on this last move on the downside too. So sellers took it down all the way down in control, and now the buyers get back in control. We're back up to 662.57, so we're recovering just slightly here, but still got troubles. Okay, so QQQ. All right, so same thing here. Sellers took it all the way down, all right, to 598.18. Now over the overnight, I don't put a lot of I don't put a little cred on that, but because there's just a lot less volatility than there would be during the regular day. All right, but coming back up here now, the 600 spot 56 coming back down. We did finish with an inside day, okay, and we're still inside month and we're still inside week. So wild card everywhere, all over the place on Qs right now. All right, so yesterday closed out at 599.7. It closed at 603.66. So we're $3 lower than that. But the point I want to make is the low was 599.87 on your Qs. So my number coming back down here now is going to be 596. 596.37. All right, write that one down. 596.37. If we get to some support, that's going to break that November 7th day that just keeps showing up as we keep talking about it. It's been coming back. All right, so we're looking to triangle out this. All right, I think on that move we did triangle out 598.21. And that was 598.67. So yes, we did break on the overnight now, though, but so don't get too crazy about it. All right, but my next number would be 596.37. All right, so right somewhere in this area here, breaks down this, and takes out that. All right, so then when we look at that, what's our next move to the downside is going to be somewhere in here. This could possibly a support level at 595.34. We'll see what they want to do here. IQ's coming right back inside already. All right, just trying to get you a lay of the land, what we could be looking at as the day starts to transpire. All right, and diamonds, again, bringing them all down. Bring them in so the poor folk can buy them. All right, so got that. How about this Bitcoin? Bitcoin down to 91,000 now. Bitcoin's been getting crushed. All right, but diamonds. So finishes with the 2-day down. The low of the day was 464.54. 464.54. Diamonds. My next number to go down. And I don't have any other numbers to go down, and that's dating back to, we're dating back all the way to, what's that number 4? 1 second. All right, that's going back to September lows, okay? So we'll see what's going to happen here, but my number coming down is 460.80. All right, 460.80. That's taking all of this business out. Now, we'll see we do have a little bit of a double bottom, but it's not really lined up, but tis what it is. All right, so we had a support level here at this 464. Now, we're breaking that. If we get above there, and then we're going to have to stay above these numbers. All right, 596.37. If we break below there on Qs, we need to stay above that number, all right? And then I'm going to say the same thing with the SPY. It's 659.79. I gave you that number as well. All right, so 460.80. We'll see if that breaks all of that business out, and we'll see what happens there. We start to go fighting into this mode over here. All right, so as we said, right, sellers have been in control here just over the last, and I got this in 5-minute bars. I can maybe fare that up a little bit better so it looks a little better. So these are 15s. So sellers in control there. You get the consolidation with the 3-1-1-2 break. Okay, and now you get the higher high coming big, which means this thing could engulf and come right back down again and go outside on there. Okay, so what's happening with the stocks? All right, I hope you're in them because we've been talking about them forever. XLP, okay, XLP was a downer day yesterday too. All right, so 76 handily inside day. I'm not getting too crazy with it, but the staples have been coming back up a little bit. All right, so XLP really kind of just stuck inside day. They're not, again, nothing's running away with anything here. All right, Colgate, a little better here, 78.94, and that was an inside day. All right, that's a 3-1er. So that would break at 312 back up 79.42 if the market really wants to start kicking some butt. All right, crude prices are staying okay. I haven't checked the metals, but we'll just finish up here and then we'll talk a little bit about the metals. All right, so 3-1 inside on Colgate to start the day, and right now we're trading 78.76. We are basically unchanged. Coca-Cola is a little bit better. Coca-Cola come back up 70.78. All right, so watch these staples. If the market starts to erode, these staples should hold pretty good for us. Okay, we'll see. We'll see again. Things people have to buy. Okay, remember that inside day on Coca-Cola. It's going to have to take 71.51 to get out of the day, and right now everything's going to be inside there. All right, Coca-Cola. Which other ones that I had? The three that I was really looking at Kimberly Clark. Little better here, 103.52. It's just slightly lower here, but it's got a 3-3 day. So going to be inside here. All right, so we'll wait and see what groups start to get better from there. All right, now we'll just kind of go through the sectors here. 76.72. Sorry, that's your XLP. How about XLF? XLF has already been falling apart. The banks have all bottomed out here. I'm not saying bottomed out, but this is a pretty good move to the downside. All right, so the banks were ahead of this move. Interestingly enough, right? Banks were already breaking. And then now this is where we got today. 51.24 now. 51.24. We're probably going to be right inside there. Ooh, 51.24 sitting on yesterday's lows right now. All right, XLF under pressure here with the banks. All right, and then we'll go to the XLK, Tech with the inside day. 281.34, closed at 283.64. All right, so yesterday's highs were 288.57. Then we closed out $5 lower from there. And then we broke it all the way down to the lows were 281.35, and we are sitting right on that number right now, 281.35, sitting on yesterday's lows on your XL. Okay, all right, and then we'll look at XLE. Energy was trying to get moving yesterday, but this is it. Stall out inside 90.13, closed at 90.34. So faring a little bit better here. 90.13 though puts you handily inside day here, or even breaking. So we're going to be inside day there on your XLE. Okay, and then we'll go with XRT retail. Retail wasn't good yesterday either. They were trying to get this thing going. This thing's puking. So more downside protection here. 78.42 was the low. 78.36 actually. They don't show much on the overnight on here, but 78.01 is going to break day down. So look for more pressure on some of your retailers. I was noticing that Macy's fell apart. Thank God I got out of all this Macy's business that I was in there. I had a good run on it. But she's going to turn around and come back again. But for right now, we got some troubles on the stocks. Okay, let's go through the big guys here. Avgo. What's Avgo? So a little higher, believe it or not, on your AI. All right, coming back up here. AVGO. All right, so on the overnight, looks like this might be the high of the overnight now, 343.78. That is not getting you anywhere. It's 352. I don't care where you're going. You're stuck inside day all day here on Avgo. Be interesting to see if we can really start to get some puking. That'd be really, really nice. All right. AV Rob would love that. All right. Avgo, Microsoft again. What's our top three? Google, Microsoft, AMD. Those are my babies, okay? And Microsoft is crap day yesterday. Stuck inside in the middle, doing nothing here. All right, coming down this morning now. Just made a low on the overnight now to 498.20. 498.20. Our low yesterday was 504.91. So steadily lower here this morning. Let's pull that up on the daily. What are we trading at right now? I gotta shrink this down a little bit. All right, Microsoft coming back inside. 498.52 right now. All right, so breaking all this, we're We're looking to break this to the downside, 497.34. All right, that would take out all of this down to here, 497 46 or whatever it might be. It's actually 497.44. All right, so the next move down here is to take out these guys down here. And is that November 7th? Oh yeah, it is. There it is again. This is 11.7, man. If we get all these stocks below 11.7 and they stay down there, that's pretty interesting. That November 7th day, boy, I tell you, thing keeps popping up, and there she is again. All right, so give me that. Give me that. Give me down to 493.18 to the downside. All right, Microsoft. All right, it's going to be lower here this morning. And how about Avgo? Avgo holding up pretty well, believe it or not. All right, so we'll see what the rest of the group is doing here. Just got to shrink this down a little bit, screw that up. All right, so we go to NVIDIA. I saw it already. It's lower. It was down to 184. Sorry, it was down to 182.39. Just trying to fight back. So it seems as though AI is trying to cut from the herd a little bit. All right, so 2-1 inside right now on the day. This thing was garbage yesterday. All right, you didn't want to trade that. All right, so 2-1 inside, 184.05. So right now, we're sitting on yesterday's lows for the most part at 184.95. Wait and see how these are going to transpire. I see that some are good, some are bad. All right, Advanced Micro Devices. Advanced Micro Devices 237, so down $3. Another one. Boy, they were indecisive yesterday, weren't they? All right, with all these ones inside. All right, so now we're looking to break. We got 237.06. I'll give you the real number here. You like my floating little thing here? 237.15, 237.15. We are higher than that right now. We're 237.52. All right, so we're going to be handily inside day here on AMD. AMD's trapped inside there. All right, Micron was a shooter down. It was giving it up. Micron has just made amazing moves to the upside. All right, so shooter down. If this thing starts to break coming down, that would be an entry point for you if you're looking to sell. If you're looking to short Micron coming back down, that could be, that's coming off the top of the broadening formation on the daily. All right, shooter down on the week right now on Micron and kind of stuck in the middle on the month. Got to turn that baby red at 234. All right, so not too far away from there, Micron. All right, and then there's Google. Goog higher. All right, Microsoft is down. AMD's slightly down, and Microsoft is positive. I can't say enough about Google. Google's the champ right now of AI, in my opinion. All right, and then the AVGO, that Broadcom, that's in there. That's a beast. All right, nice Google down, shooter down yesterday on the day, under pressure all day. Pretty decent volume on the day as well, so there was some real selling going on in there. All right, so Google 288.90, 288.90 doesn't get you anywhere, but that's where you're going to be. You're going to be inside on Google. All right, so Google, Microsoft, AMD, I'm sticking with those three. I still think they're the best. All right, what else we got? I kind of went through them all. I like Cisco, but she crapped out yesterday. Shooter back down on the day, made a nice move to the upside. 77.59 inside. All right. So as you can see, a lot of things are going to be inside. And the futures are showing us that we're going lower here, that's for sure. I'm checking out the SPY right now. We're back to 662.38. All right, so the numbers I gave you, I'm going to go over again. On the SPY, coming down, okay? I'm going to say coming back down on SPY, 659.79. All right, 659.79. Guess what that day is? That's November 7th. Okay. All right, so trying to break that. We did not. We busted that this morning already. All right, on the 660.42, we actually got the 660.05. All right, so we took this out. We're just trying to pop it up here back a little bit. All right, but the futures are under pressure. All right, and then we'll talk about that QQQ. And we know your number on the SPY again, 659.79 Qs. We're looking at the lows yesterday on Qs and that's an inside day again. Just recapping what we already talked about. 599.87 was the low. I'm calling it out at 596 and change here, and that takes out the November 7th business. All right, see if we can stay below there. All right, and then if we start to break there, I'll give you more numbers as the day goes on. All right, triple Qs. And then diamonds, this is the pullback we've been looking for, hopefully, but we need more. Okay, we need more. We could give up 10% and still be up like 14%. All right, it's silly. All right, so we'll see what happens. And diamonds coming back down 460.80, and my number drops down a little bit from here. All right, there's your November 7th number. Right now, they're kind of coming back 462.15. They made another low here, 462.15. So they already got November 7th broke. We're stuck inside here, and I'm saying 460 and changed coming back down here. See if we get anything at 460.80. All right. Again, I can't post anything on Twitter. I haven't checked it again. Let me see if it has. Can't seem to get Cloudflare. Still down on that. All right. So can't post anything. I'll tell you what, I'll probably come back again before the opening at 7:22. We're still very early here. All right, so I'll keep an eye on the futures, and then I'll come back in here before we get started again. All right, so hey, be good, and let's see how the day goes. If things get ugly, you got the VIX, you got the UVXY, you got the SQs. I'm long some SQs today. Sudsies. I'll go through them real quick here. So SQQQ, there we go. Little move to the upside there. SQQs, Sudsies, Sam David Sam. Sudsies has been 2 up on the week already. All right, and there's a 2-day yesterday, and got up to 1482. These things are from the garbage can. I mean, literally UVXY. This is a growth stocks. All right, these are for anything that's involved with growth stocks. Still cheap, man. This thing was I remember seeing trading at $60. All right, but there's your day yesterday, 1191. We're already through the highs of that one, so taking day up. It looks like SQ's taking the day up, Sudsy's taking the day up, and then we'll take a look at the VIX. All right, the VIX 2366. All this action, this thing needs to get to $25. Okay, but anything above 20 on VIX is vol. Okay, it's all vol up here. All right, so we'll see if the markets can move from here. All right, I'll be back in a bit. All right, be good.